All right, guys, welcome in. Sorry about the start there. Like I did a video over on D Live, an exclusive video last night after the show on D Live, which I'm going to post a link in the description. It'll be right above the show links. And it was a video, I think it was John Lear talking about underground waterways that go underneath the United States, underground tunnels and stuff. Man, it was pretty interesting. So if you want to check that show out, check it out after this show. I'll post a link here in chat on YouTube. But welcome in. This is the Sunday edition, the 16-day forecast, which we're going to get into in just a little bit. Before we get into that, we got a sponsor that we're working with for a little while here to see if it will help us try to build a website and all that stuff. So make sure you come join us on Tuesday nights for a health conference call. This Tuesday, we're going to have a lady that was on there. She was diagnosed with stage 4 blood cancer, given 6 months to live, and that was 8 years ago. Come listen to the show next Tuesday. It'll be a conference call. I'll do a little video before the show. Congratulations to the 3 subscribers who won a free month's supply of this product. And you can always go back and listen to the conference call from Tuesday. It's in the description. There's a number down there you call, punch in a code, and all that stuff. You give nights. Anyway, guys, let's jump into the show here. And I've been taking this stuff too. I've been trying this stuff out, and it's definitely helping me. I'm feeling 100% better after, just like 3 days now. So it's definitely helping me. Maybe it'll help somebody else. So anyway, we're looking at all the ships out here in the Pacific Ocean, actually everywhere. This is the marine traffic monitor, but we're gonna get back into the show. And I've already closed out the first tabs that I had, and I can't even remember what I was talking about. Hey, thanks out there, Dark Technology. So man, I really need to go into the first 2 articles. Let me see if I can bring them up through my history, because these kind of all go together, and it's stuff you need to know. So let me get these 2 links up. I'm going to have to fire the video guy. He keeps messing up. The audio guy, the video guy sucks sometimes. All right, let me get these over kind of in the order I had. Now everybody on Facebook's going to have to hear this twice. All right, guys, so here we go. A press release just come out. Fluoride may diminish kidney and liver function in adolescents. Studies suggest. So this is coming out of New York, August 8, 2019. Fluoride exposure may lead to a reduction in kidney and liver function among adolescents, according to a study published by the researchers in Environmental Against International in August. The study examined the relationship between fluoride levels in drinking water and blood and kidney and liver health among adolescents participating in the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. The findings showed that the exposure of fluoride may contribute to the complex changes in kidney and liver function among youth. 74% of the public water systems add fluoride, and they say it's for dental health benefits. Fluoridated water is the main source of the fluoride exposure in the U.S. So there you go. We're not conspiracy theorists. We've been warning about this for years. Hey, thanks out there, Dump Truck Dave. Much love out there. So we're just being vindicated again. And everything that we talk about on the weather, we're going to be vindicated again. They're doing it. So let me close out. I got too much crap going here. Okay, there we go. All right, so the UK police close a seafront after a hazardous material report. England's south coast was closed for a few hours on Sunday afternoon after a small number of people reported symptoms, including sore eyes and vomiting, the police said. Now, they're not saying what they think it is, but back in August 2017, 50 people near Eastbourne suffered irritation to the eyes and throats from an unidentified chemical haze. Now, everybody on this channel knows what the chemical haze is. We see it on the maps every night. Which brings me into this article. Would eliminating bunker fuel reduce work-related illnesses? How about all the people that are downwind from these bunker fuels? So this just come out, the Longshore Harbor Workers Compensation Act on Wednesday, June 19, 2019. Louisiana residents who work in the shipping industry on the county's navigable waters are more than likely familiar with bunker fuel. Many freighters use this heavy fuel oil to power the engine. I can't talk tonight. The engines. Unfortunately, this fuel can cause work-related illnesses such as asthma, respiratory ailments, and could cut a career short. What have we been talking about for years and years? You know, all the chest infections between the dust particles from the Sahara Desert has been mixing in it with the bunker fuel this year, with all the fire smoke, with the radioactive isotopes, with the, you know, the fire smoked volcanic stuff. I mean, we're just inundated with this stuff. But do you think, they say they were going to cut this stuff down, but when you go digging for the bunker fuel, everybody asks me, what's bunker fuel? It's right here. Bunker fuel, the genetic term given to any fuel poured into a ship's bunker to power the engine. Deep sea cargo ships typically burn the heavy residual oil, leftover gasoline, diesel, and other light hydrocarbons are extracted from the crude oil during refining. This is the most nastiest toxic emissions on the planet. But when you go digging, the global bunker fuel oil market development and growth rate forecast for the next 10 years, key players, China, Marine Bunker, Shell, ExxonMobil, you know, all the same characters. So you got some of the major bunker fuel oil market players, Shell, Exxon, BP, Bunker Holding, Total Marine Fuel, Chem Oil, Bright Oil. You know, they got all these names for it. Their companies, but they don't, you know, this is just bad for everybody's health. They come to find out it's not only coming from the ships, they're burning this stuff from plants and other types of equipment. They're making aviation fuels, lubricants, Jet A1, Polar Diesel, Arctic Marine Diesel. So this stuff is just nasty. I mean, look at these holding tanks. What are they burning this for heat? So this is a big part of why we're all choking out, coughing. You know, I see non-smokers that cough worse than I do. And it's all from the bunker fuel shipping operations and all the other toxic crap floating around the sky that the powers that be are giving us. So they're going to try to cut the United Nations mandate on the shipping industry to remove 85% of the sulfur content from its fuel to cut it to 3% of the global carbon dioxide emissions. So this is going to create a massive disruption. Do you think they're really going to do this? It's $1 trillion business. So this is an opportunity for the China's bunker fuel sector, Singapore's dominance, storage infrastructure. I mean, this is just a mega industry, the bunker fuel. Shipping company declares 0.05% bunker fuel. And there's just tons of articles on this stuff, so that you can find out exactly what it is. And all the key players, you know, we get all these spills and crap out in the ocean, ruining the oceans, killing the sea life. And on top of that, you've got the sulfur that's coming out of these and all the other heavy metals that's making all the storms you know, more electrified. Look right here. Indonesia confirms move to stick with the 3.5% bunker fuel. They were wanting to cut it to 0.05%. Indonesia flagships, we need to observe the 0.05 sulfur cap on bunker fuel and force in the rest of the world when outside territorial waters. High sulfur fuel oil is used by the country's power plants. So this stuff is coming out of the power plants too. All that stuff you're seeing coming out of the parking lots of the power plants, the weather generating, the water evaporation towers. And look at this, ExxonMobil expands its grade bunker supply network. You know, they talk out of two sides of the same thing. And like I said, I showed you, these are all the ships out here now. Let me just show you one more thing. Let's jump over to the Earth null. Thanks out there, D&D. Much love out there. Now, here we are looking at the Earth null. We can put this on a flat map so we can see the whole place here. And I'm going to put this on the sulfur. And then you're going to see all the shipping lanes because they're putting out this. Well, this is going to actually work better with the globe. So you can see all these straight lines. Let me get rid of this. All these straight lines like coming off Hawaii. We turn off the winds. All these straight lines are the leftovers. That's how much emissions that these ships are putting out. You can see all these straight lines. That's what they're doing to the planet. I mean, you can see over here in the Gulf of Mexico, out here in the Bermuda Triangle. I mean, they're everywhere. You got some lighter lines, but most of them are the real dark lines. That's how much sulfur is going into the atmosphere on a daily basis. And it gets worse. When you go to the worldview map, and let me get it over to the Pacific. I was looking at this earlier and I haven't added the layer on here, so let me go ahead and add it real quick. I can see this stuff most of the time without any kind of enhancements on here, but once you bust out the enhancements, then you really see the weather control bunker fuel operations. Like all these little straight lines are sitting loaded very good. You see a lot of straight lines. They start out at a small point, start expanding out. That's the bunker fuel. Yesterday, it was really bad. And we might have to wait for this to load. There we go. So you can see all these straight lines. That's the bunker fuel. Bunker fuel operations everywhere. They're all up here in the Gulf of Alaska. In fact, they're in a bunch of different spots, but we'll get into this map in a little bit later. Alaska's getting completely waxed right now with chemtrails, heavy-duty aerosols all over Alaska. They're heating the northern section, the Arctic. Anyway, let's get back into the couple other articles I got. Massachusetts man tests positive for EEE virus, first case since 2013. 60-year-old man from southern Plymouth County has been tested positive for the first case to Eastern equine. Now, I remember this hits like horses and stuff. So I don't know how this is starting to get to people, but it looks like it might be. So what they're saying is they're reminding residents to use mosquito repellent and consider staying indoors during dusk to dawn hours to reduce exposure to mosquitoes. You know what's crazy is I haven't seen one mosquito this year. Like, I don't know where they are. I did see one bee today. So I mean, this is just pretty weird. The link's in the description if you want to read into that. Hopefully you're not going to get bit by one there, Ralph. Alright, so we got this coming in. East Tennessee could become home to a new U.S. nuclear test reactor. You guys better get off your couch and Stop this. We don't need no more of these ticking time bombs on our land. They're just an accident waiting to happen. So people better start protesting this for sure. We got Farmageddon, farm loan delinquencies, bankruptcies soar, incomes plunge. Following years of depressed farm income and rising debt levels, a review of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the Tri-State Livestock News reveals delinquency rates from commercial agriculture loans. So everything is going to come to a huge stop here. They're going to be pushing all this franking food, franking crops. Here's a thumbnail of all the bankruptcies. Total Chapter 12 farm bankruptcies by state. And you can see just everywhere is inundated. There's only 3 or 4 states that are not. You got just a couple small ones there on the East Coast: Nevada, New Mexico, Oregon. So man, this is gonna hit everybody like a ton of bricks with the food prices. The franken foods are gonna be hitting the shelves. Fake meat, they want to get rid of the meat. Then we got this: study finds that frogs, lizards, and even bats keep showing up in people's packaged salads. Coming out of Los Angeles. Finding a hair or fly in your food may now be the least of your worries, according to a new study. It began to tally up incidents in which people found frogs, lizards, and even bats in their packaged salad. That's why we need to shop at the farmers markets. You know, if you guys got like Amish people that live around out in the outskirts of your city, go buy from them. Buy from your local farmers, man. All these places like Walmart, don't shop there. Especially don't shop there for food. Not a good place to go. Grow your own food in your windowsill. Alright, so the typhoon leukemia death toll climbs to 30. More than 1 million people are displaced. So they got hammered, and they got a second one coming in. So it was a pretty bad deal going on over here. Pray for these people. Look at that eye wall. So a pretty wicked storm right here. Then we also have a death toll from Indian floods. Reaches 147,000 were evacuated. Heavy rain, landslide forced hundreds of thousands of people to take shelter in relief camps. Man, we got the weather warfare going on all over the place. Several houses are still covered under 10 to 12 feet of water. You know, we've seen this in the Midwest. We're still flooded. I mean, the waters are starting to go down, but we're still flooded. So I think that is it for all that stuff. Let's go ahead and jump right into the 16-day forecast, and then we'll get into some of these other maps and stuff, kind of go into a little bit of detail. So what we're looking at right now, this is the total accumulated precipitation over the next 2 weeks. Looks like Florida, the Florida Keys, the Panhandle of Florida, you guys are looking at 24 inches of rain over the next 2 weeks. But this is going to come in just late in the month. It looks like we got a tropical system that might be able to punch up through there. Let's see if we can back this up. So it really, the heavy rain is looking to start around August 22nd if these models are right. But what we got to do, we got to look at the Canadian models. We got to look at the American models. We got to factor in the weather engineering programs as they come. So anyway, yeah, we'll jump into this. Let's go ahead and check the forecast. Make sure if you're in an area that we call out, make sure you write the date down. That way you know. Put a alert on your phone. Then you'll know it's coming. So here we are looking at right now. We're going to move up 6 hours at a time. The problem is the map may be updating. I don't know if we're going to be able to get into this too far. So here in the next 12 hours, we got severe storms going through Nebraska, up in Montana. Hold on, let me get some, I need to move some stuff around here. So, yeah, that mess up start there kind of threw me for a loop there. All right, so here we go. Let's go on up into Monday. We're still on Monday. The storm's going to track right over the center of Nebraska, right through all the flood zones. You got North Dakota, South Dakota getting in on the mix. It's going to stick around quite a while, about 24 hours of rain right there on the border of Iowa, Nebraska, going all the way up into Canada. Track right across Iowa, Wisconsin, and then right on into Michigan, Virginia, and then right on off to the west coast. So you're going to start getting the rain on Wednesday. So here we are on Wednesday, August 14th. A lot of little pop-up storms. Florida's going to be getting hit quite a bit here towards the later part of the month. Then we go on, we're still on Wednesday. Let's go on up into Thursday. The East Coast, you're getting ready to get wet. We got all this humidity in the air, making things just suck right now. Let's go on up into Thursday. We're just going to track this forward. Into Thursday. Here we go. Thursday, light rain for the south. Couple little heavy cells down there in South Carolina, Georgia, maybe off the coast of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. We'll just see where that goes. It's kind of staying there. So then here comes our next, could be severe weather. Well, there's a lot of wind over here in Oregon, so fire danger here on Friday, August 16th. Severe storms here for Nebraska again. Nebraska, South Dakota, going right into Iowa, northern Missouri. It's like once they get this, the targets going, it just keeps raining in the same spots. And I'm going to show you here in a little bit a map to show you why. They have this spinning, this spinning vortex right over the Texas area. I mean, it's a big spinning vortex. This thing should be out in the Pacific Ocean. It's what I call the gear drive of the weather. But with all the bunker fuel out there, they're steering, they just got it all messed up. So here we are into Saturday the 17th. Just a little bit of light rain here and there. We'll go on up into Sunday the 18th. We got a little severe weather, heavy rain for Minnesota, Wisconsin. Going into Sunday, next Sunday, look at that, super heavy rain. Still getting rain down here in Florida on Monday, August 19th. So you guys are going to see quite a bit of rain. The upper northeast here on the 19th also. Michigan, back to Wisconsin, same areas over and over. Here we are on Monday, still on the 19th. So these storms are going to kind of cycle through up here around Wisconsin. So we're looking at some more floods going right on down into Illinois. Now here's, I don't know if this is where it starts getting a little tricky here on Wednesday, August 21st. More severe weather, Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, heavy rains. These will be rain bombs. May have a few rain bombs down there in Florida. Yeah, them are definitely going to be rain bombs here on the Wednesday, August 21st. Still raining off and on there in Florida. Let's take this on up into Thursday, August 22nd. Look at this band of rain. And then you got a tropical system trying to come up. Now this is what's getting ready to happen here towards the end of the month. This is all going to factor on what's coming off the Sahara Desert. You know, we're going to have another cyclone hurricane down here coming up you know, out of Mexico, but it's not going to hit anything again. It could, I mean, I haven't looked at the tracks yet. We'll take a look at them. But here we go, August 23rd. This is Friday. This is when it starts getting a little tricky. You got a cyclone over here in the Bajas, and you got this pressure down here in Florida. So yeah, we're definitely going to have a hurricane over there. And while that's spinning, that's going to kind of keep the Bermuda high pressure off a little ways, which is going to give this a little bit of time to develop. It takes out there, plays in the dirt. So we're going to be watching towards the end of the month here down in Florida. So this is where the flooding could start. You know, as this hurricane here, this hurricane is going to kind of pull everything to one way. So you can see this is kind of staying stationary because you got a high pressure in the Gulf of Mexico, and then you got the Bermuda high pressure. But the only thing, yeah, here's the super heavy rain on Sunday, August 25th. We'll just take this on up. So mass heavy rain for Florida. Look, it's going to try to spin up, but I don't think it will. I think it'll get hit by some shear. Yeah, it turns into low pressure, but I don't think it's going to turn into a hurricane or nothing like that yet. But it's going to be bad enough rain. 2 feet of rain, pretty bad. So here is August 26th. You know, this thing's got a really low pressure. We'll look at that later. That's still pretty far out. That's a week out. So yeah, here we are. The pressure drops. You know what? This is just like the Hurricane Michael, where it turns, or the last hurricane we had, where it just instantly turned into one right before it hit the coast, which it wasn't really a hurricane. So this is going to be a big heads up. Here's August 27th, Tuesday. Here we go. On still August 27th. So this is going to be pretty much almost the same path as Hurricane Michael. So flooding rains for the south towards the end of the month. So let's look at that again. The rains are going to start. See, man, it starts pretty far back. So the rains really start around August 22nd. Now the Canadian models, they don't go out that far. We'll just check it. See how far. They only go out like a week. We'll just see. I'm gonna try to scroll through this pretty fast. So this Canadian model is showing quite a few rain bombs for the north. same thing, man. Same pretty much as the GFS, just showing a little bit heavier rain bombs. Just gonna kind of scroll through this pretty quick. All right, yeah, so it's pretty much the same. It's not going to get us up to the 22nd, I don't think. 19th, 20, 21st. Yeah, it's not going to get us to where that develops down there. So let's go ahead and put it back on the GFS, and we'll look at the total precipitation for the next 2 weeks. So right there is where the Canadian model stopped. Now let me just take this up 6 hours at a time. You're going to see the moisture. Look, nothing over here in California. They have the high pressure part. You can see what that cyclone's going to be doing, the hurricane. So look at Florida. We're looking at, you know, feet of rain. That's feet of rain in the yellows. So that's still quite a ways out, and we'll have to watch the cloud seeding operations, the bunker fuel operations. Let's go ahead and check the temperatures real quick. That's actually not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. It's got to be this one. All right, so here we are. This is on the Canadian. No, that's GFS. Hey, thanks out there, Ronald. Much love. Thanks for helping us, man. We're trying to hopefully get ahead to where we can try to build a website. And you know, we got to get alternatives to YouTube, because they're completely screwing me over, man. They're screwing with their sub counts. They're screwing with what little bit of money, you know, to help pay for all the broadcasters, the $400 internet bill every month. I mean, any, you know, the little bit they give us, they're taking away. Like, it's getting ridiculous. Like, whatever little bit that we make on the monetized videos, we watch it just dwindle down by the time it goes in. Every day it goes down. It's just, and then if you say one wrong thing, you're demonetized. It's ridiculous. I'm sick of it. I don't know how much time I have to get these warnings out, so we're going to have to step up our game and get this stuff done. So look at some of these triple digit heat down in the south. This is coming in around August 20th. I wanted to get up to the 22nd when the rain starts. So here we are on the 21st. Here's the 22nd. Just kind of watching these temperatures. So you're going to have quite a bit of heat for them storms to work with. So I'm just trying to see how the, man, that's going to be a hot one there. 114 in California. So I'm just kind of looking at this. I need to kind of document this as that heavy rain gets down in there. Okay, I got that documented pretty well. All right, we're done. Oh, let's go ahead and check why we're here. Let's go ahead and check the path of the next cyclone, or yeah, cyclone, typhoon. Man, I always get them all mixed up when I'm live. That's the bad thing about live. So here's Corrosa. This is the one that's already hit. Oh, this is the one that's getting ready to hit. Like, I need to look at the other map here. Oh, that's now a tropical storm. Yeah, Corrosa is the one I wanted to look at. Okay. So here is our pass. So now it's not going to hit Japan now. It's going to go into the same place. Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's the one that just hit. What am I doing here? Here we go. It is going to hit Japan. So here's our two models, the NavGem and the GFS. They both have it hitting pretty much in the exact same spot, going right over Japan. So this thing may bounce around up here according to the GFS model. So more flooding rains, more weather warfare. And what other storms are they going to be talking about? Anything else? Here's the models for the one. It's not going to show me Hawaii yet, so we'll have to get into that here in a couple days to see if that thing's going to hold together. According to this, it's going to go well south, so Hawaii will be in no danger of that storm. Let's just take a quick look at the mimic map. Yeah, YouTube's just really a screw tube, man. You know, you're supposed to be able to say what you want, but you can't, man. You use one wrong word, one wrong thumbnail, and they ream you. It's ridiculous. So the atmospheric river is just completely freaked out. They're pulling all the moisture up into the Bering Sea, and then everything is going right over here over Asia. Like, all the mass water vapor up in the troposphere and the stratosphere is all over here around Asia. You can see everything is being pulled into China. You don't think that's weather warfare? All these, you know, little limbs of water vapor should be flowing like a wave, like a ripple wave, but they're not. They're being pulled, blocked. Look at, they're blocking this. This atmospheric river should be going right up into British Columbia. It should be whipping up there, but no, it's being blocked. It's being pushed down. It's being pushed away from California, while this water vapor is being pulled right up in through the Midwest. It's unbelievable what they're doing. So we're right here, we're looking at the ship tracks in operation right underneath the Aleutian Islands right here in the Sea of Alaska. We see aerosols being deployed over here. I was trying to get this to load a little better, but it'll probably just freak out. Yeah, it's gonna freak out. But yeah, we can definitely see the bunker fuel being deployed. Let's see if I can do a different overlay. Yeah, tornado season is never over now because of all the bunker fuel operations, all the aerosols that are being deployed into the skies. Everything is more electrified. So you got aerosols on top of the bunker fuel. Look at all these lines. Hopefully you got that's coming in clear enough for you guys. So they're definitely targeting these systems, and what they're doing, they're taking a high pressure system and then they're they'll take a little hunk of it and turn it into a low pressure system. I had all these weird maps up because the GOES 16 was down. Let me just get over here for a minute. I should be able to show you here. We have to check the polar vortex winds. So eventually here in the next couple months, this polar vortex, these winds that we call the polar vortex winds, are going to creep up and go back up to the north. You know, I can't believe this wind pattern that's going on at the equator. So it's really ridiculous. This is why all the Sahara dust is being blown over to the United States. We can go back to 2018 and you can see the wind patterns at this time of the year. You know, there's no way hurricanes are going to form with that kind of winds up in that high up in the stratosphere that are pushing that fast. So we go back to now. Look at the difference. What the hell are they doing? Well, they're heating the Arctic. And what's that doing? What's heat? Heat creates wind. So heat's creating a wind field where they're heating up this area. So now the wind, instead of the wind being up here, a little bit of wind up there, it's all down here at the equator. Let's go ahead and check the jet stream. What's going on with the jet stream? So just as I expected, when we zoom in here to the United States, this is what I call the gear drive. This gear drive should be right here. And then there should be a secondary gear drive right over here by the Kamchatka. In fact, let's look at it last year, see if it was like that last year. I know our weather was messed up last year too. So yeah, it was kind of messed up last year. But I've been documenting this stuff for a long time. So right now we have a itty bitty gear drive, and the main gear drive is right here over the United States, pulling the dust up and around, and then it's also pulling the moisture up. It's like a two-part mix. Look, the jet stream is way up over in Canada. We barely even have any kind of ridges or troughs or anything. There's just a gear drive parked over the United States. It's being fabricated. In fact, let's go ahead, get back up here. Let's check the temperatures. So you have the grays right here. This is a heating event. And we're seeing it with all the aerosols being deployed. These are all man-made heating events. It's like a compression event. That's why we're seeing these grays right up here. That's nothing to do with the fires. Look, there's a heating event going on down here in Australia. These are manipulated. Or the Antarctica, just south of Africa, where the floods are. It's flooding in the desert. Pretty nuts, huh? We know the companies that are doing it. Let's go ahead and check the sea surface temperatures. They keep saying that El Nino's out here. There's no El Nino. The El Nino's up here in Alaska. So these are the actual surface temperatures. If anything, this is turning into a La Nina. It's cooling. The water is cooler down here. So the mainstream are all eyes. Look at the cool. Where's the heat? Right up here where they're fabricating the heat. These are the two areas up here by Greenland. We're going to see this right on the worldview map. This is the heating. Let's go ahead and check the carbon monoxide. See all the bunker fuel parked over California. Tons of ground-based generators up here in Michigan, Wisconsin, and the East Coast. Horrible as always. So we got a little bit of high levels of the carbon dioxide there in the West Coast. I'm going to try to get through this pretty quick here. Of course, we looked at the sulfur dioxide. We can see all the ship tracks, all the bunker fuel operations. And here comes our next dust wave. This has been hard to get rid of. This is what's been messing up my lungs. Ever since this stuff, these waves of this dust has been coming over, this is definitely affecting our health. You know, you can go out and look in your rain gauge. You're going to see kind of a orangish, yellowish, reddish, you know, like sand. So this is coming in another big wave of this stuff. And then another waves. If this keeps happening, there will be no hurricanes this year. If this wind field keeps blowing the Sahara dust over here, there will be no hurricanes. They won't be able to form. Let's go ahead and check the PM 2.5s. So it's actually cleared up just a little bit. So we're really not, yeah, well, when you get to the PM 10s, it's pretty nasty. Check out that hurricane or the cyclone. Whatever you want to call it. It just depends on where it is. Typhoon. All right. I think we're done with this. Don't think we need that. I was just looking at some Europe weather. Oh, I know what was wrong. Yeah, I tried to go to the GOES 16. Let's see if it's working now. The College of DeBry. Look, the Colorado State GOES 17 isn't working. I can't get it to work. Let me post this link into the description. See if you guys can get that to come up here. See if it's just me. See if they're just screwing me over where I can't get into the website. So I can't check the radars. Yeah, the buffering is pretty bad tonight. Really bad. So sorry about the buffering. I don't know what to do about it. Let's take a look up here in Alaska. And you got, you know, just a massive spray operation going on along with the bunker fuel. I mean, look at this chemtrail spread out. I mean, you have a mass spraying operation over Alaska, big time. This is intentional. There's not that much air traffic up here. This is on purpose. This is creating the heating event. It's trapping the heat in, trapping the fire smoke, changing the weather patterns. They're trying to turn it into fall. It's all man-made. So definitely one of the biggest spraying operations right here over Alaska. And then of course you have the bunker fuel right below it. So mega spraying operation going on over Alaska and the Arctic. Yeah, they've been trying to buffer me out here lately. They you know, every night I got to do the manual. Oh wow, we got bunker fuel down here off the Bajas too. I just seen that. See if they pop up on here. Well, luckily we have good listeners out there that put up with the YouTube Nonsense. So much love for sticking with us through the buffer zone. And it's pretty weird, man. I keep telling you guys every night they keep knocking our sub count down to 51.8 every day. It got up past 52 3 or 4 times a day, and now it's back down to 51.8. It's weird, man. Facebook did that to me on my above ground world news page for like 2-3 years. Same story, different company. They don't want the truth out. They don't want me showing you this toxic freaking bunker fuel down here off the Bajas. Huh, strange. Same time that a hurricane's trying to develop. So yeah, we definitely have bunker fuel. Look, it's not even wanting to load. Yeah, so it's down. You know, no telling. Maybe they don't want us showing that. But I mean, there's other radar sites I could use. I just don't like the other ones. So let me show you why we're waiting on that to load, because it's not loading. If you want to know where all the maps is that I use, you come over here to climateviewer.org, Earth Monitor. I got the link down there in the description. And here's all the maps. You got all the satellite imagery. You can submit your pictures of the aerosols or whatever you want. You can check out all the pictures that people have uploaded. You got the global incident maps, you got earthquake, you got climate change stuff, flight tracking, pollution, power plants, radio frequency monitoring, hurricanes, cyclones, and here's all the stuff. Jim Lee put all the stuff I use right here, so I got it in one spot. So while I'm looking at this, let's see if we can get, I hate the mid to sky thing. And where's the other one? I don't see the other one. Let's see if this one works. Nope, it's not gonna work. It's like they took it off. Now the RAM slider's working. I don't see the IntelliCast. I guess we could try that. I don't really like that program though. Yeah, the IntelliCast radar map, it has too much distortion on too much of the anomalies, and you don't get a true accurate on the beams and stuff being shot out of the NEXRADs. I mean, it makes them look worse than what they're actually doing. That's why I don't like using that one. In fact, I'm not even quite sure how to get there. So let me see if I can even do it. I haven't been to this one in a long time. Yeah, I don't want the radar. I want the actual radars. Yeah, I'm not going to get it with this. So where did the other one go? Let's go ahead and check this out. Alright, so here we go. Here's the bunker fuel being deployed down here off the coast of the Bajas. Look at this big old fat liner coming right up the coast into California. You wonder why your air is bad? It's because of the bunker fuel being deployed down here off the coast of the Bajas. They can try to hide that all they want, but it's there. Wow, they're editing out part of it. So, okay, so yeah, we got bunker fuel operations north and south. just a few aerosols over Oregon. All the aerosols are going to be where the rain is. So all up in the north states getting hammered. Looks like Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Arkansas, Missouri, all getting bombarded. That looks like a skull right there. Here's the eye, here's the eye, there's the head looking up this way. Always seeing demon faces and skulls and all kinds of weird crap in the clouds. Oh yeah, I was going to show you guys. They've been doing the bunker fuel operations up over here in Greenland. Look, we have more bunker fuel. We have chemtrails all over. You know, at first I thought they say that the Greenland ice is melting. Check this out. We got tons of bunker fuel operations. All this stuff ends up in Europe. All the bunker fuel, you got microwave radiation clouds, chemtrails, all over up here. And I got to looking back. I was thinking, well, how much has it melted since last year? So I just went over here, clicked last year. Huh, it's the same. I went to 2017. We'll let it load here. Trying to get it to load. I know it's a little. Yeah, here's 2017, same. It's not much more melted. All the snow's pretty much in the same spot. And guess what? The same spraying operations, the same ship tracks. Look at this big, thick ship track right here. That's a huge ship track. This is back in 2017. So it's not melting. I mean, there may be a few spots here that are melting, but it's been like this for years. I didn't go back to 2016. Hey, thanks out there, Babu. So yeah, man, it's not melting like they say. It's, you know, it looks the same. The only difference is that they're deploying the bunker fuels and the chemtrails, and then these weather systems all combine up, and then they head over here into Europe, in the UK, and then they get, you know, rain bombed just like we do in the States. The same way they're doing these chemtrails and bunker fuel operations up in the north, and then that's our weather maker. Well, they do the same thing right here for these guys. It's all the same thing, man. It's all being ran by the same people, like Raytheon, NASA, all that stuff. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and call this a show. It's saying the stream is just buffering like crazy anyway. Thanks to everybody that shares this information out. Thanks to everybody that helps us out and all that good stuff. Thanks to the mods for trying to keep it real out there. Anyway, guys, much love. We'll see you tomorrow night, God willing. Be safe out there. Eyes to the sky, no fear. Was rock out. Was hit a song called Rise. Oh, here, let me post this link if you didn't watch over on dang, now I gotta get it again. What do I do with that link? There should be a link. Yeah, here it is. I'm gonna post this in the chat. This is a pretty cool video that I put on D Live, and you should be able to click the link and be able to watch it. So check that show out. Anyway, guys, much love. Here we go. No fear. Armor up. We gotta armor up. We don't have time. Anyway, guys, much love. Here we go.